Hey guys, it's Derek here. Today we're going to be taking a look at another FuRyu Rem, this wedding dress version. And we're going to see whether or not you should go through with this marriage. Let's go. This Wedding Dress Rem was originally released in February 2022, which unfortunately for her also coincides with the Hanfu Rem, also released in the same month. This brings up a pretty unique dilemma. This might force some of us collectors to choose one or the other, because I know not everyone has the luxury of getting both, seeing as both of them cost more than 25,000 yen each. If we look at the box, it is fairly straightforward. The base color they have on here is a nice light Tiffany blue, and there's a lot of lace and even a blue ribbon that kind of wrap around the outside. The rest of the box features some nice golden accents, roses, and of course, a few different rems. But all the fun packaging details are actually on the inside. The box insert that they included actually resembles a wedding hall, which is a very nice touch, and maybe should have been reflected more on the outside. I'd have to say that the blister packaging on this figure is probably the best I've ever seen. It's very well thought out, and everything's very well taken care of. There's even a cone-shaped plastic cone that actually helps prop up her dress. The assembly's pretty simple here. All you have to do is plug everything in, and it's good to go. But if you do need some help, they've included an instruction sheet just in case. But honestly, FuRyu, we need to talk about these damn support beams. The last few figures I've gotten from you all have them, and in none of your prototypes or promotional material do you ever mention them. So I think you need to be a little more transparent here, or at least tell people that might be an option. Funny enough, mine doesn't even actually work on hers because it's a little too short, so it doesn't prop her up at all, so I guess it's kind of useless. But to understand why I'm disappointed about this figure, we have to talk about the design. It's fairly straightforward, and honestly doesn't look too bad at a glance. Her pose is very conservative. Nothing really happening here. It looks like we didn't take too many risks. But I do appreciate all those intricate sculpted details that you put in. All the nice lace that is simulated here looks absolutely fantastic. The way that the fabric is folded and kind of moves around is also a very nice touch. My biggest issue design-wise for this figure is that it's not about Rem. It seemingly is completely about the wedding dress, which is not the point of figures. I think you should be making the character stand out a lot more, but in this case she kind of just falls into the background and we just see the giant wedding dress, which is unfortunate. Her face sculpt is a little bit lacking as well. It's her wedding day and it should be the happiest day of her life. This is not the smile of someone who just got married or is about to. I feel like you should have went with an open mouth like 90% of the other Rems that are out there, but that's just my opinion. It's also kind of sad that one of the best parts of this Rem is completely covered up. You put a lot of detail and work into sculpting her legs with her heels and her garters and everything else, but we can't see any of it. I know that typically with normal wedding dresses you don't really see anything down there, but this is a fictional character, and I think you can have a little bit more fun than making her very authentic and IRL accurate. Her base is also something that I would love to change up a little. It is actually a little too simple. There's not a whole lot of color going on in this entire figure, so having the base another shade of white kind of doesn't work. In terms of height, this Rem is also a bit on the shorter side, coming in at 230mm tall, or about 9 inches, and compared to all my other Rems that are also 1/7 scale, she looks quite a bit smaller. Not just the height, but also proportion-wise. I'd say she's probably closer to 1/8 scale, especially if you compare her to the Nekomimi Rem. Given that her wedding dress train is a bit on the larger side, and that her base is 10 inches in diameter, she's going to pretty much solo one of those Detolf cubes. However, the thing that disappointed me the most on this Rem is actually the colors. I know wedding dresses are predominantly white, pretty much all wedding dresses. You want to be very white and very pure on your wedding day. I know it's a thing, but I think you could have taken a little bit more liberties in terms of the color choices. Maybe try to incorporate a few more blue elements throughout the wedding dress, little touches here or there like some of the bows, or maybe a sash or two here. I think it might have went a much longer way than just giving everything the pearl white and maybe eggshell white treatment, because everything here is just like the same color. I do see a bit of shading on the wedding dress itself, but I don't think it's deep or dark enough to really bring out any of those details. But the thing that irks me the most is her damn hair color. Can anyone explain to me why it's this pearlescent blue? It doesn't do anything for the figure, and in fact it also kind of blends in with the rest of the outfit, because it's pearlescent everything everywhere. They should have been matte and probably should have had some nice purple shading in there somewhere. I think they should have played a lot more with matte, gloss, semi-gloss, pearlescent finishes to break everything up and give us the illusion of different materials. Her bouquet is also a bit of a problem. They did use matte on all the roses and flowers, which is nice, but it's all very pastel-y and still kind of gets lost. It would have been great if this was maybe red roses, pink roses, blue roses, anything that's in a solid color, and that way it would kind of break everything up a bit more. Just give our eyes something more to look at, please. Another thing that really confused me was why they covered up her chest at all. Her booba is iconic at this point, I would say, and one of the main physical characteristics of Rem. So from a design perspective, I would say that's a bad choice, and from a color perspective in paint, it's also fairly bad, because the clear piece of plastic that they put here also has a pearlescent finish. And at this point, having some diversity with contrast with different finishes would have definitely helped it out quite a bit. Ultimately, I'd say this Rem is still okay in terms of design, but the paint is definitely lacking and quite disappointing in my opinion. I think if you were to pick this up, try to aim for pre-owned or wait for a sale if whatever website you buy from has sales. That's the way to go. If you pay full price, you may be a little disappointed. But as always, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you didn't, please give this a big old thumbs up and let me know if you guys would pick this figure up yourselves. I'm kind of curious. Leave it down below. I'll also leave another video over there that you guys can check out. It will most likely be the Hanfu Rem, so you guys can kind of compare in case you didn't see that video yet. My name is Derek, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.